Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just kind of want to do a quick update on my Saiga 410. I just got back from the range not too long ago. I was only there for maybe not even 45 minutes or so, somewhere around there. But anyways, it was like a real quick last minute thing. You know, it's starting to get dark. It gets dark now, you know, pretty early. And so I knew I didn't have much time to really, you know, thoroughly test this gun out. The ammo I used was like the Winchester 100 feet per second, 2.5-inch shells. And apparently I found out, which I guess the manual didn't really state it too well, or I just didn't really understand it that well. I guess the 2.5-inch shells in the 3-inch Magnum magazine doesn't really feed too well. And I can only get one round to actually feed. And that was the first one. Well, I mean, not the first one that you put into the magazine, but the first one that chambers. And it would, you know, chamber fine, fire fine, you know, eject everything. But when you go to fire again, I got the dreaded click, which meant it didn't chamber. Or, you know, of course, the bad primer, but I knew it wasn't the primer, you know. And I checked it out, and of course, the rounds are still, or the shells are still in the magazine, and there's nothing in the chamber. So I knew it's just for whatever reason it wasn't chamber, you know, feeding. And until, you know, I got home and checked it out on the computer, I found out that I guess with 2.5-inch shells in the 3-inch magazine, I guess it doesn't feed too well. And for whatever reason, in like the shells when I was, you know, trying to fire it and, you know, expecting it to see what was going on with it, it looked like the rim of the shell and everything was kind of getting stuck, like on the inside of the magazine. Or, of course, there's going to be an inside of the magazine, but, you know, kind of like on the edges on each side, and it wasn't, you know, allowing it to freely, you know, move up. And I tried filing it when I got home and tried to hand cycle it to see, you know, if it did anything, but it's still the same. Excuse me. But apparently, I guess it's just because of the 2.5-inch, just for whatever reason, doesn't feed right in the 3-inch magazine. So of course, everybody, you know, had said to use the, you know, to get a 2.5-inch magazine for it. But once I do the conversion on this gun, I'm not gonna be using these magazines. I'm gonna be using the aftermarket, like 15 rounders, and so I'm not gonna worry about it. You know, I'll just either use 3-inch, you know, shells and see how it feeds, or I'll just have to just shoot it, you know, one by one, which is kind of pointless. But until I get everything working right. But apparently, you know, I didn't know about that with the magazine situation and the shells, you know. So I just kind of wanted to throw this out there real quick, and you know, again, sorry I didn't get to take any videos last minute, and also I still can't find my charger, so wasn't really able to get a video of it. But of course, I'm glad I didn't, because I was having issues with the ammo. And but of course, if you didn't know, the number 2 on the gas system is for your low base shells, you know, your birdshot and everything. And number 1, of course, is for all your, you know, higher pressured stuff like your slugs and double aught buck or triple aught buck or whatever, you know. So, yeah, the recoil is very, very minimum, of course. You know, nothing, you know. And once I get the ammo situated and find the right one that it likes and everything, and magazine, of course, it's going to be a real fun shooter, I think, once I do the conversion and everything. However, I did already order some Duracoat for this gun, and also my Wasser 10 that I have, my tactical one. My Wasser 10 is like a real rough finish, and I'm going to Duracoat that gun and also this gun, because once you move the trigger group out, you know, take this whole bottom plate off, you know, because this whole trigger assembly all is one whole plate, you know. Once you get the rivets off, it'll all come out, this whole trigger guard, and this bottom portion will come out, and it's just bare metal underneath. So my Saiga 223 that I converted, I just spray painted it with flat, you know, spray paint, and it worked good, you know, it's fine. Don't have to worry about heat too much because the receiver doesn't really get hot. It's mostly just in the gas tube and the barrel, you know, mostly is where it really gets hot on, you know, AK platform guns. But I said, you know, I want this going to be different. You know, I do like the black, you know, finish. It's real high quality. But I guess I heard, you know, things about it flaking. You know, I guess it's not all that tough, but it's nice looking. So I guess, well, maybe if it, you know, flakes, I guess it's not high quality then. But so I'm just gonna go ahead and Dura coat it instead of spray painting it, and I kind of want to make this garden kind of unique. And I'm not gonna really do nothing like camouflage, really, you know, or any kind of patterns. I just want it to be just or gun that when somebody looks at you from a distance, sure, like it draws into it. And you're like, wow, that's unique looking. So the two colors I chose, which actually I can't remember the one that I'm gonna do for the furniture. Uh, it's like a kind of not like a gold, like kind of like a tannish color. I forget the name of it. But for the actual receiver and barrel and everything I'm gonna do for the gun is called Cooler Green, and it's kind of like a real bright type of a green, almost like fluorescent in a way, but not really. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, you know, what it kind of looks like, but it's real bright looking, and it's real unique green. It's not like a dull green or something that is like for camouflage purposes. Uh, when I told my brother, you know, about it, he was like, "Oh, what the hell are you gonna do? You're gonna ruin it, basically, you know, with that. It's gonna look retarded or goofy or whatever." But you know, if I end up not liking it in the end, all I gotta do is just buy black Duracoat or another color and just Duracoat over it. And but like I told him, I says, you know what, I didn't care. I wanted it to be unique looking, and so it's gonna be unique looking. But I am gonna. Well, I'll get more into the stuff I'm gonna put on this later in another video. But yeah, just a quick update on it, and anyway, that's about it, I guess. But well, thanks for watching, everyone.